You are listening to the program called Emotional Soulmates. Warm greetings to everyone. Welcome back to Emotional Soulmates and welcome to a peaceful, gentle, lovely morning wherever you are. Today is one of those days for me, and I hope you too can feel these kinds of quiet, deep, foundational joys. Joys that sit underneath the surface like fertile soil, waiting for seeds to be planted. Welcome back once again to Emotional Soulmates, the familiar, warm, tender program that many of you return to again and again. Earlier, I intentionally didn't repeat this slogan, and now I bring it back. Warm, familiar, and close. Welcome back to Emotional Soulmates. For this new week, I want to send you 2 wishes. The first is everything I've already expressed: peace, clarity, and a gentle beginning to your week. The second wish is more special. I wish you will learn how to refresh your life. I wish you will find the refresh button, the F5 key of your life. To be honest, many ideas for this show come from very random, funny circumstances. Recently, I was talking to a friend. When I arrived at their place, they were working on a laptop. Nothing unusual. The laptop was extremely expensive and powerful. But here's the funny part. Every time my friend returned to the desktop, they would right-click and hit refresh, over and over. It reminded me of the old days when computers were slow, fragile, and frequently froze. Back then, nearly everyone had the habit of right-clicking and refreshing the desktop compulsively. Some people even pressed the physical F5 key until it wore out. Seeing my friend do that on an extremely powerful, modern laptop surprised me. I asked, "Your computer is ridiculously strong. Why are you still refreshing the desktop?" My friend laughed. "It's just a habit. I don't even know why. When I land on the desktop, my fingers just itch and I refresh. It doesn't actually do anything." That made me suddenly connect the dots. What if the impulse to refresh has quietly become part of our human nature? Even when everything is going well, even when there is nothing to fix, people still refresh. They still want something to feel renewed. In life, isn't it the same? No matter whether your life is going smoothly or not, whether the computer of your life is strong or weak, most of us still have a natural desire to refresh, to make things feel new again. There was once a translated version of Windows where refresh was translated as make fresh. And honestly, I think all of us want to make fresh our lives in some way. When I reflect on my own life, my friends, people around me, I notice that the need to refresh, to renew ourselves, is always there. This does not mean the present moment is unimportant. Of course, the present matters. But if you look closely at your own emotional landscape, you will see days when you suddenly feel sad for no reason. Sadness appears from nowhere. And I wonder, could that sadness simply be a signal that your life needs a refresh? Maybe your soul is whispering, "Hey, it's time to renew yourself a little." So, here's a personal lesson I learned. Instead of waiting until your system crashes emotionally, instead of waiting until your life freezes and you panic, refresh yourself regularly. Treat the refresh as something necessary, important, something you schedule for yourself. And yes, I know that from a technical standpoint, pressing F5 on a computer doesn't make it faster. But in the emotional sense, in the symbolic sense that all of us intuitively understand, refresh means tidy, revive, start clean, make fresh again. So what can we do to refresh our life regularly? My formula is extremely simple. Do something that meets 2 criteria. Number 1, it is new to you. 2, it is safe. It does not harm you or anyone else. How fresh and alive your life feels depends on how many times you dare to try things that meet these 2 criteria. New to you doesn't mean new to the world. It only needs to be something you haven't truly done. And you must actually do it, not just think about it. Then it must be safe. It must not harm your health, your finances, your relationships, or your stability. For example, if you've never cooked before, even if you think you don't like cooking, I still encourage you to try. Because cooking for you is both new and safe. No big disasters will come from it. Maybe the food is not tasty. That's the worst that can happen. And like I always say, you only discover who you truly are through action. There are things you assume you dislike, but once you try them, you might love them. There are things you think you like until you actually do them deeply and discover you don't. This is why life requires experience, and experience requires humility. Here, humility means recognizing that you are still evolving. The current version of yourself does not know everything. Your perspective today is not the ultimate truth. Stubborn people are, ironically, the most arrogant. They believe nothing new can surpass what they already know, so they refuse to try. That refusal comes from a lack of humility. As long as we are alive, we have a long road ahead to grow, to refine ourselves. The only way to know whether a perspective is correct is to test it. And because humans can make mistakes, we must apply the filter. New, but safe. Take cooking again as an example. One day, you might spontaneously walk to the market, search online for a recipe, buy the ingredients, and try cooking a dish. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. Consider it a 50-50 chance. And truly, 50% odds in life is already excellent. I have seen many people who thought they hated cooking, but eventually, cooking became one of the things that comforted them the most. First, they cooked out of curiosity. Then came another layer of joy, cooking for someone else. Then came a third layer, watching others enjoy the dish. Joy multiplies like that. Life provides countless ways to refresh yourself. Take healing retreats, something people often mock these days. If you understand them properly, they're actually not as silly as some people claim. In the common imagination, a healing retreat is going somewhere close to nature. Forests, rivers, mountains, practicing simple meditation or breathing, listening to bells or calming sounds, having deep listening sessions with others. At this popular level, healing retreats are basically a form of nature-based travel with contemplative elements. And honestly, that is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with spending time in forests, near rivers, or practicing breathing. If you need renewal, these activities can be incredibly helpful. But here's the other half. Is it financially safe for you? If the retreat is too expensive, beyond your budget, and creates financial stress afterward, then don't do it. You can even create your own healing retreat at low cost. If you have a friend who lives in a mountainous region, Colorado, Oregon, Alberta, Northern Europe, anywhere with nature, you can simply ask, "When you go back home, can I join you?" Then you'll walk through forests, sit by streams, breathe in fresh air. This alone is already close to meditation and healing. Try whatever is good for you, as long as it is safe. Once a big reason we need to refresh is repetition. Our lives become repetitive to the point of exhaustion. Morning, same tasks. Late morning, same tasks. Afternoon, same tasks. Evening, same routines. Even if you live in comfort, safety, or privilege, repetition can still drain you, leaving you feeling lost. Some people enter something called existential crisis. It is worth researching. At some point, nearly everyone experiences it. What am I living for? What is the meaning of all this? It isn't bad. In fact, it often signals growth. But usually, before reaching this stage, people go through discomfort, uncertainty, and emotional turbulence. That is a longer conversation for another day. For now, remember, when life becomes repetitive, eventually negativity appears. When that happens, refresh. Have 5 yourself. Try planting a tree. Try farming for a few days at a rural homestay. Try doing something tangible. The farming life you see in videos is nothing like real farming. Video gives you only sound and image, but not temperature, smell, touch, or physical presence. Reality is much richer. These days, many people, including myself and my friends, fall into the illusion that watching videos equals understanding something. But in truth, what you know from videos is only slightly above zero. If you've also consumed misinformation, then your knowledge is below zero. Be careful. Do not confuse watching a lot with knowing a lot. Prioritize real-world experience. Life outside the screen is always more vibrant, more meaningful, more colorful, more emotionally deep than life consumed through endless scrolling. To refresh your life, you need real experiences, not just more content consumption. Cooking in real life is vastly different from watching cooking videos. They belong to two entirely separate universes. One is virtual. One is real. With so many short videos flooding the internet, in 1 hour you can feel like you learned everything. But remember, that feeling is an illusion. You only know a tiny bit more than knowing nothing. So please, experience life outside. Choose activities that are new and safe and actually live them. That is the only true path to refreshing your life. Now, I will turn off my microphone and go live my life. I appear online very rarely. Not because I cannot produce more content. In fact, with my current skill set, I could easily create 7 episodes a week. I have enough experience now that recording is easy. Just turn on the mic and I always have something to say. But I am someone who loves learning more than teaching, loves experiencing life more than watching it, loves the physical world more than the digital one. In today's competitive content creation landscape, where creators post endlessly, I know I cannot compete. But I am completely at peace with that. I prefer to spend most of my time living, not posting. The online world has its joys, but it will never match the feeling of cooking with your own hands, serving the dish to someone else, and watching them enjoy it. Yes, this episode itself is online content. But I hope this online content ultimately inspires you to step into the real world and gather real experiences, because that is the only way to truly refresh your life. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye, and see you next time.